So there are currently more med spas in the US right now than there are McDonald's in 2026. The market is saturated. And one of the biggest problems that med spa owners are facing is differentiation and profitability. So today I'm going to cover two med spa trends in 2026 that you can tap into, and I'll go over how you can specifically take advantage of them, some pitfalls to avoid, and I think the larger trend in society right now. If you're new here, my name is Nicholas. You might have seen my work through the Spa Industry Association or some of the articles I've written for Dermoscope magazine. I'm the founder of Make It Marketable, where we help med spas predictably bring new cool sculpting and injectable patients in from Google and AI search. So with that said, let's get started. So I'm going to use my trusty whiteboard for today's video to make it more interesting. You may have noticed that the setup is changing from some of my previous videos. That's because I'm playing with my studio, trying to make things as interesting and engaging for me and for you as well. I'm still missing a piece for my microphone. It's been like 4 Amazon orders later. I can't turn off noise cancellation, so if I sound a little robotic, or it's really just noise cancellation turned up to the max. So I promise in the next video I'll have that sorted. Without further ado, let's get into it. So what are the two med spa trends that you can tap into? So number one is going to be head spa. Specifically, what you care about is the people who are looking for it near me. Those are people who are ready to book now, and they're looking for that in Google and AI. So I first realized this was a trend when I was at the gym and I was working out, and I saw on the TV they posted a stat, something like TikTok in the last month had close to 1 billion searches for the term head spa. And so it got me curious. So I started looking on what's the Google search traffic look like in my city. And sure enough, I looked in head spa Montreal, 1,000 people searched last month. I looked at head spa Denver, head spa Phoenix, same thing, 1,000 plus monthly searches. Again, these are people who are ready to book. And I was like, oh yeah, when I traveled to Asia last year with my girlfriend, we went to a head spa. It is definitely a trend that you can tap into, and there's really low competition. So I'll explain what I like about this trend. First and foremost is that there's really low competition. So the businesses that are capitalizing on this, they have low reviews. They only offer this service. And if you've been around for even a year or you have any sort of decent review count, you can bump them from the top of Google recommendations and AI search. And you can really start getting these new patients and clients in the door. So why do I like this service? So I like this service because first and foremost, it's cheap to implement for you compared to like an RF microneedling or a cool sculpting device that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. What do you need to offer the head spa service? You need a portable sink or sort of access to water in your treatment room, which if you offer facials or hydrofacials, you've probably already got that. So then you would just need the adapter to like have water slowly drip onto their head. So that in comparison to $100,000 laser is pretty cheap. And you might need to get a training for your esthetician to deliver this. And if that, those are really the only costs I can think about, is potentially a massage training and products. I mean, I'm sure you have no shortage of products to get there, but you can make profit on the product. So it's easy, it's cheap and easy to get started. Okay. Another reason I like this is that it brings, keyword here, men into the fold. So the larger trend happening in our society, yes, head spas are a thing, but really what it is, it's a bigger awareness about scalp health. And people are starting to realize that healthy hair and hair loss prevention comes from a healthy scalp. And so men being a big, one of the biggest thing I can tell you as a dude who doesn't want to lose is that I don't want to lose my hair. So it's bringing men into the fold. And with that, there's a lot of room for upsells like PRP, maybe microneedling, things that will help you prevent hair loss, right? So with that said, this is something I think is worth mentioning, is that I don't see this as a real profit generator. I see this as a front-end offer. And let me just change markers here. This is a front-end offer that gets people in the door. So a front-end offer is used for acquisition. And I see this as a similar service to a hydrofacial in the sense that you're probably not going to make bank with this service, right? Like you're paying your esthetician hourly. It's not really an expensive service. But the value of this is that you're getting patients in the door. The money is made with the upsells, right? So having a good upsell or consultation process is really key here. And this is why I like this trend. Low competition, it's easy to get people in the door, but the money is made with the upsells. So I don't think adding head spa service to your thing is going to change revenue as much as it will increase the sales of your other high ticket services. So with that said, let's move on to trend number 2. And this one might not surprise you, but peptides. I think I'll share a stat if I can on the screen if my editing skills are good enough, but peptides are expected to reach around 256 billion market cap by 2027 and only projected to skyrocket. The Winter Olympics, the most recent ones in Milano Cortina, I remember seeing tons of commercials. Canada was basically, the Olympics were brought to you by Wegovy and Ozempic. All sorts of influencers are using it, like Bert Kreischer, the comedian who's lost a ton of weight, is advocate for it. So peptides are the larger goal, right? Because there's peptides for muscle growth, for weight loss, and that's specifically what I think is growing the most right now. This is really driving the charge, is the GLP-1s, GLP-1 / weight loss. So how can you take advantage of this, tap into this opportunity? It's definitely more complicated than head spas, right? You do need you need a medical director. So if you're an esthetician founder who's an esthetician or a nurse injector, you might not be able to do it if you do not have a medical director. Doesn't mean you have to be a doctor, but there needs to be a medical director of the med spa present for sure. So that can take some planning and foresight, and it's additional cost. You need a compounding pharmacy who's going to deliver the peptides to your patients ideally. And then, okay, I think what we're going to do is just jump into the mistakes to avoid, because I think this is where I see this in the Facebook groups, and I think this is the biggest mistake med spa owners make, is that you're not making profit by just charging more for the peptide. That doesn't really add that much value. You can get peptides on your own. My girlfriend gets them from the pharmacy and she doesn't do anything. So how do I want to say this? This year I lost 25 pounds and I've gone on a real health and fitness journey. I've gotten in shape and I've learned a lot about weight loss and fitness. And I can tell you that just getting on a GLP-1 and basically not eating is not going to get you the ideal body that you want. You'll lose a lot of muscle, which is really important, that you don't have that. You will lose fat, but you'll also be super fatigued. So that's not really what people want. And the way to monetize this and make money is to offer a monthly membership. And that's what these people want as well. Keyword, men are also coming into the fold, right? Let's just rewrite that. But men who wear Apple Watches, all sorts of fitness trackers, they're techie. They don't just want to get on the peptide. They want more than that. They're trying to achieve a goal of either muscle growth, weight loss. Maybe you're selling them peptides for hair loss, but what you're doing is you're packaging a service, a monthly service. And what that looks like is nutrition coaching, side effect management, progress tracking, and delivery. If you can have the pharmacy deliver it to them, delivery. If you can have the pharmacy deliver it, $250 to $500. People will pay $250 to $500 monthly for someone to track their case and look over their stuff, right? Again, this might involve more setup. It's a little bit more in depth, but this is a good money-making trend. And I honestly think it's going to become a requirement because the deeper psychological societal trend at large here is really beauty from the inside out. And that's where a lot of med spas are heading right now. They're offering hormone replacement therapy, peptide therapy. So this is a trend that I think will start to become a requirement more than anything. Whereas this one might be something that you can sort of tap into now and might or might not be around later. But I think this is a large scale trend that's going to start to take over. Is there anything that I've missed right now? Right. Okay, let's talk about upsells. So the type of person that's interested in this might be a dude, but it's someone who's interested in longevity, and that's a really powerful keyword to use here. But as someone starts to lose weight, you can also offer them things like cool sculpting, right? Because they're trying to get that six pack, or they want nicer legs or nicer arms. And so there is room for upsells into other treatments. And like I said, if you get a man who's interested in peptide, in hair loss, and he's doing PRP and microneedling, you can also sell peptides. So they're not mutually exclusive. This does bring in people. I think this is a better patient acquisition service to offer, and I think this is a better monetization service to add. I think this is a long-term trend that we're going to start to see. It does take more systemizing and planning to set that up. So I hope that was clear. If you have questions, feel free to drop them below. I wrote about this more in depth in my newsletter. I'll link to that down below. If you want to get a free local search report done on your med spa, I'll link that down below as well. And give this a thumbs up, a like, subscribe if you enjoyed this. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.